Good morning, 8th grade. This video is for you for the 29th, Wednesday the 29th of April. You have been completing your Christian education essay, and you're working with getting yourself connected to a partner to do a peer review for Thursday. And you also read your story, Rip Van Winkle, and you are answering question number 5 on page 360. Today, we are looking at page 361 in your reading textbook, and it's using context clues. Now, there's an exercise for you that we'll be doing, but we'll look over the information on context clues, and I think we're pretty familiar with those. Um, when you're reading, you might find that you don't know the meaning of a word that you run into. One way to find the meaning of an unknown word is to look it up in the dictionary. Sometimes we don't have a dictionary handy. But another way to figure out its meaning is to look at the context, figure out the meaning of the word in the context of the sentence. So they're clues in the sentence that surround the word. Now, look at the following sentence on page 361. With trepidation, she climbed down the creaky, dark stairway that led to a shadowy basement full of cobwebs. So the word is trepidation. It doesn't necessarily give us the definition, but based on what the sentence says, we can kind of determine what that word means. Now, the next paragraph says, you may be able to figure out the meaning of the italicized word trepidation by thinking about its context, about the words around it. In the above sentence, the person described is going down a dark stairway toward a scary sounding basement. Therefore, the word trepidation must have a negative meaning, probably having something to do with fear. Now, using the context clues alone, you can come fairly close to the dictionary definition of trepidation, which is fearful uncertainty or anxiety. Such an educated guess based on evidence is called an inference. Now, oftentimes these context clues will help you to figure out precisely what a word means. Such context clues include restatements, synonyms, antonyms, and examples. So we're going to look at these right now and determine how they're used. The first one is a restatement, which simply tells what words mean using other words. So an example might be, her favorite animal was the marmoset, a very small monkey of South and Central America. Now, the fact that it says a very small monkey of South and Central America restates the meaning of the word we were wondering about, marmoset. A synonym is another way to work with the context of a word and figure out its definition. Synonym is another word that is similar in meaning. So, for instance, the elephant is gargantuan or huge. In this case, the word huge is a synonym for the word gargantuan. Now, if you look at page 362, we can also use an antonym. An antonym is another word that is opposite in meaning. So look at this example. While the gazelle is a svelte creature, the hippopotamus can appear rather chubby. So svelte and chubby are antonyms of one another. They're opposites. So it can help you to figure out the meaning of svelte, maybe if that's a word you don't know. And then the last type that you can use is called an example. And examples are instances or illustrations of something. So it's going to give you more specific information in detail. Carnivorous animals, including lions, tigers, and wolves, usually have very sharp teeth. From the examples given, you can determine that carnivorous animals are those that eat flesh. Now, those are 4 different methods that you can use to try and determine what the definition is based on the context of the sentence. You're going to work on numbers 1 through 15 on page 362 on the try it yourself. You're going to use the context clues and the inferences to determine the meaning of the words that are italicized. For example, after receiving first prize, Maria was elated or felt great joy. So the word is elated, and you would simply write elated equals great joy. Now, if we do number 1, that sheer or steep hill is very dangerous in the winter. So your word would be sheer, and you would say sheer equals steep. That's all that you will do. So you're going to write the word in italics, and then based on the context clues, you're going to write the definition that comes from the sentence. Don't look these words up, otherwise you're not using context clues. So numbers 1 through 15, and these are due on Friday. Have a great one.